west from Knoxville, Tennessee, after I recovered from rheumatic fever, and having been to South America, to Santiago de Chile for 6 months at 7 years old. Peter was 5. They're the most beautiful face of any child I'd ever seen. I mean, really, his mother was one of the great beauties. Valborg Palmer. Her father was an inventor, Harry Palmer. And when my uncle bought this chateau, I mean, it was actually brought over piece by piece from France, northwest of Chicago. Harry Palmer came out to live in the house with Val and Peter. Her other son, Jim, was schizophrenic. Her daughter, Lita, married my uncle, paid for the wedding, cost him $40,000. It's a lot of money.
Speak up.
Her son, Jim, had to go to some custodial place of residence. Lita, I don't know, I didn't keep up with that until later. She apparently is a very beautiful young woman, like her mother. But what Peter and I got at the chateau was the most complicated .0 H little railroad with every type of industrial possible building and dwelling and architecture you can imagine. It's all done by Harry Palmer, who was a very, very fine man. I don't know what his major occupation was that, but I mean, but the thing he did as a hobby was to build this toy railroad for Peter and me. And it was the most extraordinary thing. I mean, this is not like a lino train. It's very, very narrow gauge. And with the incredible detail of every building, people, activities going on. Just the most extraordinary thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, Peter and I lived together with Val and my Uncle Jack. And Peter was a little bit strange in certain ways. So, I'm not going to go into details about that. But we found out last night that he had made extraordinary contributions through this Ford Foundation, probably in honor of his father, Ford Bell. But I don't know what it had to do with the Ford Car Company or Henry Ford or anything else. But Ford was probably a mother, maybe some maternal side of the family's name that he got as a first name.
So he was a bastard Ford child?
No. It has nothing to do with illegitimacy. But he was Ford Bell, and father of Peter Bell, the divorced husband of Valborg Palmer, who married my Uncle Jack twice and divorced twice. And so because of Google, becoming privy to the extraordinary contributions that Peter Bell, my little friend, whom I lived with, with real intimacy, all the business of doing our business in the morning and getting our baths and showers and dressing.
How was it that you were there for 5 months, and where were your parents?
Well, they were back in Tennessee.
You mean they left you there for 5 months?
No, I was sent out.
For 5 months?
From my grandmother's house in Evanston. I was taken downtown to the Santa Fe, the roundhouse where the Santa Fe Railroad trains were made up to go west. And they went about 110 miles an hour. It was about 50 cars behind them, as well as the streamlined passenger cars, the Pullman cars. It was staterooms and compartments and all the rest. And all the restaurants inside and everything, all the services.
Who accompanied you?
Me?
Yeah.
Uncle Jack, Val, and there were three of us, and I spent most of my time up with the engineer who was driving the train, blowing the horns every crossing, bomb, bomb, these huge horns, it vibrates, the whole valley as we go through, every crossing, it had to do, 4 times, bomb, 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 bomb. So there was no possibility of anybody being on the tracks and getting hit by the train, because they're going like about 110 miles an hour with about 100 cars behind the engine, these streamliners. And I was up there with the engineer. I mean, it's the most extraordinary trip. It's the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe. So it goes through Topeka, Kansas, maybe Wichita, and all the way to Santa Fe, New Mexico. And then finally, LA. And then finally Phoenix. And then eventually it gets to Los Angeles, to the Union Station. So I want to find out do a Google of Ford Bell. I want to find out more about this foundation. But I mean, this is a beautiful tribute to Peter Bell, and I imagine he turned out to be just about the handsomest man you could possibly imagine, and the richest, and he must have been well educated. Had gotten good schooling in order to do some of these things they talk
Oh, well,
about
sure.
in this tribute. I mean, they were brilliant accomplishments that he was responsible for because of the tremendous wealth behind this foundation. In Chile, and I think I sort of like to take some kind of credit for the fact that, because I talked a lot about my 6 months in Santiago when I learned to speak really good Spanish, and my schooling and the things I did, because there were lots of adventures. I probably entertained him with that, so maybe I was the one who got Chile in his mind. So he did all this for Chile and other problems in the world problems, and died at 73 years old. He was 5 years old. I was 9 going on 10. This was just right after I moved to Tennessee. And so we'll find out about Ford Bell and what his connection with the Ford Foundation is, and we'll do more YouTube about that maybe